everybody, Teacher Tori here. I just wanted to come on and tell you guys a little bit about how ridiculously life-changing VIPKID has been for me in my life. I love it so much, you guys. I did not expect it. So I'm going to tell you guys the 5 reasons. I guess I should just use one hand. The 5 reasons why this has been incredibly life-changing for me. I almost don't even have words for how amazing it has been. The first way that this has been super life-changing for me is money. You guys, I did not expect to make this much money from something that I do extremely part-time. Daycare was taking up almost half of my paycheck as a regular full-time student or a regular full-time teacher, and that included bringing home a ton of work, being constantly stressed out, doing constant lesson planning. Just honestly, it was so difficult to be a teacher and a new mom. Our house just completely fell apart. We never had like good home. I mean, I don't really cook home cooked meals anyways because I suck at it. We spent the whole weekend doing so many chores because nothing got done during the week. It was just survival mode all week long. I also spent so much time home from work with my sick child because she was in daycare, and I actually started losing money because I had to take so many days off. I was not making any money, and it was like I was paying to put my child in daycare. I was like paying to be away from her, and that's not what I wanted. I never wanted that. I just felt like I needed to work because I have student loans. Woo! I will absolutely be making more completely part-time than I was as a full-time teacher after daycare pay. It's not a joke. It's not an exaggeration. I'm shocked. Giving up some of my sleep in order to make the money that I need to make, but get to stay home with my kids, not have to pay daycare, not have to deal with the extra sickness. It does not get better than that. It doesn't. I have to tell you guys this because if I knew as a teacher what I know now, I would absolutely be doing this rather than a full-time teaching job. I would never go back to normal teaching ever if I can just continue to do this and make this kind of money, honestly. I just know so many moms who are teachers or something similar pay-wise who are just drowning and want to be home and don't feel like they can be. So I have to tell you guys. So that's number 1. I just have to share it. I have to. The second way that my life has been completely changed by this stay-at-home job is number 2, empowerment. I am not lying to you when I say that before I started VIPKID, I just felt so lost in the sauce. I know other moms know what I'm talking about because we all know how worthy the work we're doing is, and that being home is a job. Like, it is a lot of work, but there's just something about using your brain. It's just different than the work that you do with tiny humans. Like taking care, my children are 8 months and like 28 months. So not quite 2.5. So she's still really young. They were 2 under 2. Taking care of them is like a demanding, it's physically and emotionally demanding. It's not so much mentally challenging. I feel like I just want some sort of challenge, some sort of opportunity for growth and learning at the same time as taking care of my kids. I mean, making money in itself is empowering as a person. Like, it just makes you feel like you're doing something, and it could just be for yourself. That's the other thing, is that this may not be because you want to like contribute to the household. It might be just that you're like, I just want to make some extra money so that I feel like it's not a big deal if I get a babysitter, or it's not a big deal if I buy this makeup or whatever. Those may or may not be my reasons. I don't know. I have really had a hard time with postpartum depression and anxiety, more on the depression side this time. After my second daughter, it was more on the depression side, and I just felt so blah. And I decided that I was going to give this a try. After the first week, I could just feel myself like walking a little taller, feeling like I have structure, feeling like I'm doing something, actively doing something to kind of change where I'm at in my life. And it's just been a huge deal, a huge game changer. Anyways, the empowerment part was huge for me. It just made me feel like I was doing something for myself and having personal growth, and it was structured. and I was making money. So I just all around felt so good about it. Ugh. The third way that VIPKID and this teaching job have completely changed my life, literally, is that it starts the day. Come with me, if you will, to my house on a normal morning before I started teaching. I would wake up to the sound of my children. It was usually light outside when they would wake up, and I would just get up with them in my pajamas, all, I just zombied through the whole day, and I would just kind of feel like I was in a slump. Like I didn't do dishes. All these things that I'm completely capable of doing, I just had no motivation. And I know it goes right back to postpartum depression, but the motivation to do anything with my life just wasn't there, and there was nothing kickstarting my day. This is forcing me to start my day. It's forcing me to get out of bed. It's forcing me to go put makeup on, do my hair. I get up and I get ready, and I have breakfast, I have coffee, I have time to sit in the room, and my laundry room is like right there, and that's where I do my teaching. I sit in there and I review slides, and I decide what props I want to use if anything's changed. It's just for me. It's just I'm putting the time into myself. And that's all it is. And it's a huge deal. It really does start my day. Also, these kids are so cute and they're so happy. Some of the classes are tough, but it's like 10%. The rest of them make you feel happy when you leave. It's awesome. And so I start the day off that way. I start the day off with a very happy feeling, and like I've done something, I've accomplished something that day already. By 7 a.m. I've accomplished something, and it just feels good. I don't know, it just starts the day. And before I was just like zombie, I was momby through my entire day, and it wasn't doing anything for me. So that's the third thing. The fourth way that VIPKID has changed my life is organization. When you are teaching, oh no, when you are teaching small children at 5 in the morning, you have to be organized. You have to do certain things at certain times, or you're going to be overwhelmed, and then you're going to not like what you're doing. So this has forced me to become very organized throughout my whole day, and it's so helpful, y'all. Like in the morning, I have a very set routine, which I organized the night before so that I can just wake up, get myself together, grab my oatmeal, grab my coffee, go in and start teaching. It takes 30 minutes total. So throughout the day though, I have to have a certain time of day where I review my slides and I put together my props for the next day. I like to do it during nap time, but as I'm getting more proficient in all of the different lessons, I'm finding that I don't really even have to prep much for them because I use the same props over and over again for the same lessons. So if I see a new lesson, I'll go through it, and I have my little Legos for blending, and I have like an MO. I do the same thing every time. I know and if I have the same kids over and over again, I change it up, but otherwise I don't really need to do a whole lot of prep. So I just look over the slides, decide what I want to take in the room if I don't already have it in like my bin of props, and that's pretty much all I have to do. By the time 8 o'clock rolls around, I've been up since like 4 a.m. That's a long time, so I'm tired. I am not wanting to wash dishes. I am not wanting to fold laundry. I am not wanting to vacuum the house. Like, I don't want to do any of that, but those things are still high on my personal priority list. Like, some people have working out really high on their personal priority list, not so much for me. Like, not even on the list, like at all. I just need my house to not be messy or anything like that because it makes me feel like more cluttered in my mind. I don't know. There's science behind it. I have on my calendar, I have a block schedule, and it's wonderful. So on this day and this day, I vacuum and I mop. On this day and this day, I do this every single morning. I have it literally written in my planner now. Every morning when I let my dogs into the laundry room to eat, I switch the laundry around one time. Another thing about the organization part is that also ties into like the empowerment and starting your day off, because you feel so much more accomplished by the end of the day when you've been able to tick off everything on your list. If you go back and you say, okay, I did do the dishes first thing after my kids fell asleep at nap, done. I did get dinner prepped. Like, I did thaw the meat for dinner tonight, this morning. I forget that all the time. Am I the only one who forgets to thaw the meat all the time? It's just such a problem. Such a problem. I have that written in my calendar. I say dinner prep, thaw, because I need to go pick some meat out of the freezer and I need to put it in, I need to let it thaw. Or we won't have dinner. It's just ridiculous because it's such a simple task that I just can't remember to do. So I have it written in my planner, thaw, and it most of the time happens right now. Sometimes still not, but it's fine. It's fine. The fifth and last most important way that this has changed my life is that I have so much time with my babies. I have very small kids and I want to be with them. I enjoy being a stay-at-home mom. I just want something more for my brain. And I am done teaching. I'm done working by the time they wake up. It's wonderful. Right now, if it's about 2 p.m., that means it's 3 a.m. where they are. So all during the day, I don't even have to be stressed out about anything involving work because they are sleeping. I don't have to do anything. It's so freaking nice. When I was doing regular teaching or when I was working at preschools or anything like that, while I was with my kids, I was still always thinking like, I need a lesson plan. I need to grade. I need to get on Google Classroom and check a million things out. Like, it was constant. For me, it is entirely worth it to give up some of my sleep and to try and go to bed a little bit early to get to stay home with my kids all day long, every day, and not have to think about work at all while they're awake. It's so nice. It's so helpful. I was very concerned about the hours and how I would adjust, but now I'm 2 weeks in and I can honestly say that it is getting easier to wake up that early in the morning. And after I'm done at 7, I'm like, that was good. That was worth it. Hashtag worth it. I just am so happy that I get to stay home with my babies and I get to make some money at the same time and I get to do something that's legitimately for me. I just feel like I have to share this with the people who I know are looking for something like this. There are other people who are looking for some kind of job that they can do from home, but are concerned about like the hours, concerned about the pay, concerned about all of these things. This is legit, guys. I don't know any other way to say it. All right, so after telling you about all of these amazing ways that my stay-at-home job has legitimately changed my life, I guess I should probably tell you what my stay-at-home job is in case you don't know by the title of this or anything like that. I teach for VIPKID, and it's basically just teaching English to kids in China, and it is so dang fun. I love it. I'm actually going to link a video that I made that talks about what VIPKID is really in the description. You do have to have a bachelor's and you need some experience with kids, like teaching. Depends on the kind though. It can be babysitting, it can be homeschooling, it can be coaching, mentoring, anything like that. But anyways, gonna link the video below describing VIPKID. If you do know what VIPKID is and you're just interested in hearing some more, I'll also be linking a Facebook group I have below, and it is like a support group, like an interest group for people who are just interested in this job. There's a lot of people in there that are going through the application process too, so you can ask questions about the application process. And then if you decide that you do want to apply, I'm also going to link my referral link down below, and that will help me track you. It'll send me emails whenever you go through each section of the process, so I can send you an email with some tips and tricks and all the things for the next step in your process, and I can kind of help you get hired, help you walk through the process, make sure you feel confident. If you're interested and you would like me to kind of serve as a mentor for you, just click through my link below, and then once you're through the application process and you're hired, I have another Facebook group that's like a community for supporting new teachers and anybody that's teaching with VIPKIDs. I really felt like I needed to come and be honest and tell you guys how amazing this actually has been, because you just don't find things like this often. It really is kind of like blowing my mind that it is a real thing. So I just had to tell you guys. I hope this comes across as real and honest, because that's legitimately what I'm trying to do. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.